yes, now if you're coming in, I've decided that today is going to be a foam roller day. Foam roller, foam roller. Yeah! So run around, find something, pick it up and bring it in. Foam rollers today, because you particularly love them. So I'm just giving you a minute to grab your foam roller. Hello! Good morning. Super duper. Just 1 minute to go. Yay, foam roller, exactly the reaction that we want. Marvellous. Well, I thought it had been quite a while. I noticed mine's getting a little bit curved from too much use. Ha ha ha. Lovely, good, good. Yay, love the foam roller, perfect. Right, I reckon we're ready. So, have the foam roller in front of you because we do a little bit of mobilization before we really get into it. And just bring your fingers on top of the foam roller. Have your feet comfortable distance apart. Inhale. As you exhale, bend your knees and push your hands away and then come up to stand. So there's the movement, exhaling and lift. You want to have your head tucked in between your arms. Breathing out as you come down and lifting up. Try not to favour one side or the other. And have that mild sensation of working through the glutes. You're slightly squeezing the glutes, particularly as you push up. Keep your back nice and long. And a slight engagement with the abdominals so that you're supporting the spine. One more. And this time as you come down, just hold it there and take a small pulse. So lifting up and down. And then come all the way up to stand. Lovely. And again, coming down, bend your knees. Now lift your heels up high. And take a small pulse. And this time, as you straighten, keep the heels lifted, coming all the way up to stand, and then lower the heels down. So bend the knees with flat heels, lift the heels high, all the way up to stand, and lower down. So we'll repeat this, the heels coming up, pressing up, heels down. And again. And lift. Doing one more just like that. And lift. And come all the way up. Step your feet a little further back, quite a way back. And stretch your arms. Let your head just drop in between your arms. So it's a good shoulder stretch. And then as you bend the right knee, turn to look to the left slightly. And then same on the other side. So bending one knee. Little bit of rotation in the waist. Easing through the shoulders. One last one. And then walk your feet in. Coming back to the very beginning. So feet hip distance. Exhale, bend the knees and lift. Breathe out. And breathe out. Great. Focus on the knees going directly over the toes. And your head, you're slightly looking towards the mat, so that you're not torquing the neck. And on this next one, pausing down there, taking a small pulse. and then come all the way up to stand. Breathing in. Exhale, bend the knees. Lift the heels up high. Press up to stand and lower down. And again. Going through this sequence a few times. Great. One more. Lift all the way up. Walk your feet back. Stretch your back again. Let your head drop between your arms and hold here for a moment. This is one of the best shoulder stretches. Really using gravity to flatten the back. Feel as if you're drawing the shoulders down and away, not towards the ears. And then slowly coming up to stand and walk your feet in. Take your right foot behind you and bend the left knee. And then take a breath. As you exhale, lean forward and lift. Exhale and lift. So you want to squeeze into the gluteals as you come forward and push into the left heel. Also press into the right toes. So you're loading the left ankle. For 2 more. And as you finish that one, lift up, bring your right knee into balance, and then extend the right leg out behind you, looking down to the floor. Lift and lower the right leg, up and down an inch. Small range of movement, but great control. And now coming up to balance, bring the knee in. Inhale, exhale, extend the leg and the left arm and lift up. For 4 more. Use the exhale as you lengthen. Just 2 more times. One last one. And then come up to balance. Step the right foot back. Drop your knee to the floor. Both hands on the roller and push forward. So you're stretching into that right hip flexor. Then take your right hand to the mat. Turn the left toes and now stretch to look towards the left shoulder. Breathe. And come back to the center. Tuck the right toes and lift up to stand. Lovely. Ready for the same on the other side. Left foot goes behind. Reach into your fingers and exhale, bend the knee and lift. Exhale and exhale. Looking for stability, for precision. Focus on the center of the body. Breathing out. Just 2 more. And as you finish that next one, bring yourself up to balance, lift that left knee. And then take the left knee out, left leg out behind you, holding up and down an inch. Gluteals working. 1 more and come up to balance. Take a breath in. Exhale, extend and lift. Lovely. Exhale. So it's all about the center of the body, the core, supporting your spine, breathing. exhaling. Just one more. And come up to balance. Step the left foot back, drop the knee to the mat, hands on the roller, and lean forward. So feel as if you're dropping the hips to the floor. Take your left hand to the mat, turn the right toes, and then turn to look over your right shoulder. So when you turn the right toes, you turn the knee, giving yourself a little bit more space in the hips. And then come back to the center. Now staying down on your knees, pop the roller behind you and come and sit on top of it. Lovely. So you're perched on top of your roller and take your hands behind your thighs and you're just going to do a really tiny pelvic tilt. You feel that through here. Not worried about the shoulders, it's here that you want to feel it. And then lift up. And again, rounding and lifting. Great. And rounding and lifting. Going for one more. Now as you come up, take your feet a little wider so that you can grab hold of your ankles. And now roll your bottom back and bring the hips in. So you're pushing back, straightening the legs and bending the knees. The knees are slightly turning out, feet are turning out. Breathing out and in. Does that feel quite nice in the hamstrings? Hopefully. Going for 3 and 2 and one more. And then bring yourself up to a seated position. Just pop off the roller and turn it lengthways along your mat and just scooting down a little bit. So you're going to lie down on the roller. So sit on the very end of it and then roll your spine down and come to rest. Now this is really critical, this first bit where you're just resting, because you're asking your spine to adapt to the straightness of the roller, and you'll notice whether you've got any imbalances in the spine. You'll notice whether you lean slightly to one side or the other, and it's all quite natural, but it's interesting to note that about your body. So still giving yourself a couple of moments to settle into the roller, because it is unusual to have the back this flat. Some people struggle with it. But see if you can get used to the feeling. Now take your hands to your ribs, let the elbows rest on the floor. And as you breathe in, lateral breathing, inhaling, expanding the rib cage. Exhaling, drawing the breath down into your belly. Inhaling. And exhaling. Lovely. And you'll notice as you focus on the breath, hopefully your body stopped wobbling to some degree and you've already got used to the foam roller. Great. And now release your arms alongside your body. Take a breath. Inhale, lift your arms, and exhale, circle them around. This is the best shoulder stretch ever because your shoulders are above your hands as they come down. You know, the foam rollers provided you a little bit of height, so you can really enjoy that movement. So if you can keep it even on both sides, and while you're enjoying the full range of movement with your shoulders, keep an eye on what's going on below. So the feet are on the mat, there's a slight bracing through the belly, not a bracing but a feeling of having this corset on. Lovely. You can also engage your inner thighs here. So imagine that you're drawing those thighs together and that helps with stability. Going for one more of these big circular movements and then come back to the center. And now reach your arms up to the ceiling and turn the palms, and then take your arms overhead, spreading the fingers wide. So you're in a big Y shape, breathing in. Exhale, bring the elbows into W shape, and then extend out to the Y. So no need to be in any hurry at all. You repeat the movement. And each time you draw the elbows in, really follow that sensation with the back. Slide the elbows in and the shoulder blades. And breathing out as they're coming in and open. So you're doing fabulous work through the shoulders, which is all really important for posture. So anything you do on the floor is really designed to look after you when you get standing up. Great, going for 2 more. This is what you should do at the end of a long day when your back is tight and sore. Lovely. Now bring your arms alongside your body again. And then keep the elbows on the mat and lift the palms. You can take the elbows a little bit wider and try and bring the backs of the hands to the floor. They're probably not going to get anywhere near, but you've got that really good work in your pectoral muscles through the upper chest, and then come back to the center. So do that a few times. Not straining it, not overdoing it, but certainly allowing some length into the anterior chest. Great. And again. Just going for a couple more here. Most people really tight in this position, so it's good to do a couple. And then as you finish that next one, just bring your arms alongside your body and rest the elbows into the mat. So arms loosely along by your sides. Gather your feet, make sure the feet are hip distance apart. Breathe in. As you exhale, take one knee to knee fold, and then lower the foot to the floor, back where it came from. Same on to the other side, knee fold, and back where the foot came from. So we're looking for precision of movement here, not in a hurry, and lowering down. And again, notice if you're holding your body in a particular way, and try and use the belly to counteract any wobbliness. Certainly not using the throat. And you want to breathe out as the knee comes up and lower down. And breathe out and down. Really good. Just going for one more on that side, and then take a little rest. Let your spine rest, particularly that lower back. Now walk the feet in a little bit closer, just a little bit. Take your fingertips to your hip points and your thumbs behind the pelvis, and we'll do a little pelvic tilt. So you want to tuck the tailbone and then hollow and arch the back. So there's your movement. And it feels a little bit restricted, possibly, because you're on the roller. So you're just working through it, doing the best that you can. Just a couple more. Lovely. And then take your hands to the floor. Coming back into knee fold, bring one knee into knee fold. Now hold it there and bring the other knee as well. And see if you can find your balance. And then you're going to tap opposite toes to the floor and lift. Remember, it's the toe tap, and that you're working from the hip, not from the knee. So it's nothing to do with bending the knee. It's almost an extension of the hip. And you feel as if you're reaching slightly. You're not straightening the leg in any degree at all, but you're slightly reaching towards the front of the mat. Notice what's happening to your lower back. So control the center by bracing through the belly. breathing out and breathing out. This is great work. Really good cognition and proprioception. Going for one more on each side. Now come back to your knee balance and then take one foot down, followed by the other, and rest into the roller. Lovely. Step the feet just a tiny bit closer. Fingertips on hip points. This time elbows lifted. So you're going to carry on with the pelvic tilt. Lovely. Just one more, and then take your hands to the floor to support you, and this time tucking, coming all the way up into bridge pose. So lengthen the knees, keep the throat long, squeeze into the glutes, and then slowly rolling down onto your back. Remember to keep that tailbone tucked until the very last minute. Taking a breath in, exhale, tucking the tailbone, and lifting up. Knees are the highest point, the hips, then the shoulders. Holding. And now rolling down with control. Fabulous. Going for one more just like that. Tucking the tailbone. Lifting up, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. And now roll down onto your back slowly, slowly. Keep the hands on the floor. Coming back into knee fold, one knee at a time. Focus on the balance, holding there. So this time you're going to extend one leg, almost lower the heel to the floor, and then bend. And straight onto the other side. It's the extension, the heel almost touching, and knee fold. So the breath, you want to breathe out as you extend, and inhale, and breathe out, and inhale. So you need to keep those legs quite close together. So your body's in this fabulous straight line. Exhaling, and lift. This is really good control. Try not to hollow that lower back. Exhaling. Or at least if it is hollowed, make sure it's manageable for you and that you're using your abdominals to support the back. Because they've all got different shape. Pelvis. Going for one more on each side. Make this last one just as good as your very first one. And then back into table, lower one foot down, followed by the other, and take a little rest. Just maybe wriggle your tailbone into the mat, into the roller. Lovely. And then reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And you're going to take alternate arms over your head. So just hold that arm and then lift, and exhale on the other side. And lift. Brilliant. And breathe out and lift. Breathe out and lift. And now bring your hands to the floor. Knee fold. Just on one side. Right knee. Now lift your left arm. And then as you exhale, extend the leg. And then lift up. So you're reaching towards the shin. And then lower down. And lift. Great. Exhale. And lift. And also keeping those inner thighs close together. Really good control of the movement. Exhaling as the limbs come up. And inhaling to lower. Make sure it's a slow control, not rushing, but really engaging the muscles. Going for one more. And as you finish that one, come back to knee fold, take the foot to the floor, arms alongside your body. Knee fold on the other side. Bring your arm up and then extend the legs and lift. Exhale and lift. Fabulous. Great. Going for 2 more. Keep them just as good as the very first one. One last one. Lovely. Knee fold, feet to the mat, and release. Take a little rest. And then bring your hands behind your head. Elbows nice and wide, but you can see the elbows in your peripheral vision. Take a breath. As you exhale, peel the top of the shoulders off the roller, and then roll back down. Exhaling and rolling down. So it does feel difficult because you've got this really hard surface that you're lifting up against, but you're not needing to come too high. It's just high enough so that you're recruiting this rectus abdominis, the muscle that goes down the front of your belly that creates your lovely six-pack. But you can feel that length. You can imagine it coming from the sternum all the way down to the pubic bone. Exhaling and inhaling. One more time. And then release, take a little rest, arms alongside your body. Bring your knee into knee fold, just one knee. Now that, say I've got my right knee, so my right hand is going out to the right, and it's spread wide. You can't really see, but it's spread wide on the floor. And then I'm taking the left hand, the opposite hand up, and I'm going to reach across to that knee and lower down. Exhaling and lower. So the supporting hand, you're pushing into it because the elbow is off the floor, and you're following the shoulder. So you're turning slightly with the neck. Going for 2 more. 1 more. And come back, arms to the floor, and then lower that leg down. Brilliant. Bring your hands in, other knee into knee fold. Extend the arm, for me it's the left arm. Take your right arm up to the ceiling and exhale, reach across and down. So this is a really good movement because you're learning to control your body on this balance beam. And you're reaching across and breathing out. And breathing out. Remember, you're pushing into that left hand. 2 more. 1 last one. And then lower down to the floor. Take a little rest. And now roll onto your right side and just push the roller away and come onto your back, and it should feel fabulously flat. Just enjoy that feeling of flatness for a moment. And then bring your knees in towards you. Massage your back into the mat as you circle the knees around. And now circle the other direction. And then cross your ankles and roll yourself up to a seated position. Brilliant. As you come up, pop the roller behind your shoulders and have your feet flat on the floor. So we're going to do some really good work on the shoulders here, the back of the shoulders, posterior. Hands behind your head. And you're going to lift the bottom off the floor and then roll down towards the waist, and then roll up towards the top of the shoulders, and again rolling down towards the waist and rolling up. So you're not looking directly at the ceiling, you're probably looking just in front of you but a little bit higher than your knees. Breathing in and breathing out. Lovely. Now on your next one, lift the toes off the floor so you're working into the hamstrings as you're coming forwards and back. So you're massaging shoulders and working hamstrings at the same time. So keep the toes high the whole time and roll yourself back and forward. Try not to let the hips drop. Make sure you can see the elbows in your peripheral vision. Going for 2 more. And one last one. Now as you finish this one, let the bottom come to the mat and then just lie over the roller. So you're looking up towards the ceiling, but the weight of your head is in your hands, so there shouldn't be tension in the neck at all. One more breath. And then lift your head and roll yourself up to a seated position. And take your hands onto the roller, breathing in. As you exhale, see the arms are straight. You're rolling onto the forearms and then rolling up. Lovely. So it's a long, strong arm. It's not a collapsed arm. And rolling up. And you want to feel this in the front of the chest again. So you're gently stretching into pectorals. And lift. And again, breathe out. And lift. And breathe out. And lift. Going for 2 more. And one last time. And come all the way up. Lovely. Now slop the roller underneath your legs so that you can roll down and then tuck the roller underneath your bottom. Lovely. So your hips are nicely elevated, feet are flat on the mat. Have your hands either end of the roller and bring your knees into knee fold. Find your balance here and then straighten the right leg and lower it down. Now you're lowering towards the floor, but because your hips are elevated, you've got that little bit more space, and then lift up. You need to keep hold of the roller, otherwise you're going to roll off and come crashing to the floor. And lift. Brilliant. So the left knee, the one that's not moving, is staying completely still. You're controlling that knee. Lowering towards the floor and lift. Great. Think of the control, the precision of the movement, not just flailing the leg around. And you're feeling it through these abdominals, the lower abdominals. And on your next one, hold the leg there, hold that extension and take a small circle. Now it can't be very big, because if it's big you're going to move the left knee. So control and small circle. And now reverse that circle, still keeping that left knee really in control. One more and bend the knee into knee fold. Lovely. Ready for the other side. Extend the leg and lower towards the floor. Just hold this first one because it's good to get the idea of this length in the left hip flexor. And then slide the leg up to the ceiling and continue with the lifting and the lowering. Great. So the knee that's not moving has a job to do as well, because you're making sure you're controlling it. Working into the belly. Breathing. You know, it's a real conscious movement here. You can easily lift and lower the leg, or you can do it with conscious movement. And on your next one, as you hold the leg there, find that small rotation. Doesn't need to be big. Trying not to disturb the right knee. And now rotate in the other direction. And then come back into knee fold. Pop your feet down on the floor and tuck your tailbone and lift up into bridge pose, lifting all the way up. And then push the roller under the knees or towards your ankles and lower your bottom to the floor. Place your feet onto the roller. Tuck your tailbone and lift up into bridge pose. So hold it there and then reach your arms up to the ceiling. And alternate as you take one arm over your head at a time. So you're really having to squeeze into the glutes and into the hamstrings to keep your body still. Make sure you're lengthening through the throat. And lift your hips a little higher. Really make the most of this elevation. One more each side. And then as you hold, roll down through the spine and come all the way down. Bring your knees in towards you. Roll yourself up to a seated position. Lovely. And slide the roller behind you. So it's going to come underneath your shoulders like we had earlier, with your hands behind your head. You're looking up towards the ceiling, supporting the weight of the head. Breathe in as you exhale, look towards the knees, and then roll open again. Exhaling and open. So this is option one of this movement. To progress, as you exhale, bring one knee into knee fold and lower down. Alternating, exhaling and lower down. So you've got to keep the control here, otherwise you're in danger of rolling off the roller. You're keeping the body really still and focused. You're exhaling, the knee coming above the hip, exhaling and down. Lovely. Going for two more. Just one more each side. And then both feet on the floor and roll over the roller, looking up at the ceiling, stretching your chest fully. And then tuck your chin and roll yourself up to a seated position. Brilliant. Now grab the roller and pop it between the legs and come down onto your back. Now hold onto the roller with your feet. So you're gripping it with your feet and your hands are going to be behind your head. And option one, the head stays on the floor as you straighten the legs and bend. So you're really squeezing the inner thighs and bend. Option two, the head and shoulders are lifted. But it's all about the length in the front of the body, and it's about squeezing the inner thighs. Brilliant. And breathe out. And breathe out. Lovely. And breathe out. Isn't that lovely? Just for 3 and 2 and 1 last one, and release, and pop the roller to one side. Just have your feet on the floor, take your arms wide, slide the feet together, drop the knees over to the right, the left foot stacked on top of the right, and come back to the center, over to the other side, that fabulous twist in the waist. And then come back to the center, bring your knees in towards you, holding around the back of the knees, roll yourself up into a seated position. Lovely, really good. I'm just seeing where we are in the manual. Lovely. Oh, brilliant. So we're going to come back to sitting on the roller. So just pop yourself up and take your hands behind you and cross your right leg over the left. You can tuck the toes behind the calf if you like to, and then lean into that right side, into the right hip, and you're just going to move around a little bit. You're looking for points that feel really tight in the hip, and you're very gently massaging. You're not in a hurry though, so when you find one, you want to sort of hover and hold over it, giving the muscle a chance to rest and relax. Breathe through it. Lovely, and then come back to the center and change sides. So the leg that's on top, that's the side that you lean into, massaging your hip. Lovely, just one more and come back to the center. Now, because I'm feeling really generous, we're also going to massage the IT band. Now, some of you are going to cry, but luckily I can't hear you, so I don't care at all. So you come onto your side. Now, already for me, I can feel that really strongly in this IT band here. So my body's in a straight line. I'm resting on this right IT band. I'm going to bring the left knee onto the roller and bring the right foot off, so that I can now roll up towards the knee, not on the knee, and then roll down. Yikes, that is really tight for me. So keep the movement nice and long and slow. And again, try not to tense up with it. It's very easy to, but try and relax as you move over the peak of that trigger point. Isn't that nice? Do you know what? It will be nice when we stop. That's the point of it. Let's just do one more. And then gently release and come up, ready to turn onto the other side. So you begin with a straight body, one leg on top of the other, you're on your elbow, you're on your IT band, bring the top knee, lift the bottom foot, and roll down towards the knee but not on the knee, and up to the hip. So you may well find that one side is easier than the other, but breathe into it. If you're holding your breath, then you're creating more resistance. And you really want to be letting go here. Just one more, and then release. This time come onto your tummy and onto your elbows. And you're going to roll up towards the knee, not on the knee, and back. Rolling up and back. Really working into the quad muscles here. Lovely. So going to do that a few times. Brilliant. Now take your hands to the floor, elbows wide, bring your feet together, and then roll up and roll down. So it's a little bit like swan dive, but easier because you've got the roller to assist you. So lift up and push back. And lift. Keep the navel drawn into the spine. Just two more. One last one. And then as you finish, come onto your hands and your knees and sit back into pose of a child and just take a little rest. Lovely. And then come up to a seated position. So you're coming into a mermaid pose. So I've got my left shin in front, my right knee bent. And you want to have balance in this position. If you're not balanced, use your block to support your bottom. Or if it's uncomfortable, take your legs out in front. So you work with what's going to work for you. Bring your roller with you. So it's on my left side, and this is my left knee. My shin's parallel to the edge of the mat. Hands on the roller, breathing in. As I exhale, I'm going to roll arms over the roller and then roll back up. So I'm not gripping it, I'm rolling over it. The arms are long and I'm lifting back up. But the secret here, you've got to draw the navel to the spine. Breathing in. You want to exhale as you elongate and inhale. Lovely. And again, exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale. Going for two more. And one more. And then come up. Now as you come up, pop the roller under your waist and lean into it. Straighten your legs and have your body in a nice straight line. So you're lining up with the edge of your mat and reach your top arm. Take a breath. Exhale, stretch the top arm over your head and then circle around. Breathe in and exhale. One more time, exhale. And now as you lift the arm, come down onto your side and a deep stretch in the side waist. Place the right hand on top of the left. Draw your shoulders back and breathe. So it might feel a little bit awkward at first, but soften into it. And you should get a great stretch in your intercostal muscles, around the ribs, around the waist. One more breath. Hands to the floor, press yourself up. As you come up, grab your ankle and stretch in the opposite direction. Try and find some length in this right side now as well. And then gently release. Ready to come onto the other side. So remember, you could have your legs in front if you prefer, but find your balance in your mermaid pose first of all, whether you need support or not, maybe. And bring your hands to the roller. Inhaling, exhale, and roll up. So again, don't be in a hurry with this movement. Lengthening and lift. And breathe out. And lift. Keep the core really strong. And lift. Lovely. Just 3 more. And as you finish that last one, come all the way up, coming onto your side, tuck the roller under your waist, straighten your legs, line up with the edge of your mat, take your left arm up, breathe in, and exhale, circle the arm, and lift. And again, circle, and lift. One more, and lift, coming all the way down onto your side. Bring your left hand on top of the right, draw the shoulders back, feet stacked, breathe into your waist. Just one more breath. Bring your hands to the floor, gently press yourself up, stretch in the opposite direction, and then come back to the center. Brilliant. Coming onto your hands and your knees. Now pop your knees on the roller and take your hands onto the floor. So your left toes are going to be in touch with the roller, and then I'm going to take the right leg out behind me. Okay, so I've flattened the back, I've drawn the navel to the spine, then I'm bringing the left toes off the floor, and I'm just going to balance there. Holding, finding the tone, the position, drawing the navel to the spine, lengthening through the neck. And then release both knees onto the roller. Drop the right toes so that you can extend the left leg. Find your balance, then bring the right toes off the floor and holding, lengthen. Brilliant. One more breath, both knees on the roller, left toes down, extend the right leg. Now bend the knee, so you're pushing the sole of the foot towards the ceiling. Lift the left toes off the floor, and you're going to lift up an inch and down an inch. Up an inch and down. Focus on the back, keep the back nice and flat. Keep the neck long. Squeeze into the right glutes. Tiny range of movement, really good control. Just one more, and then straighten the leg, knees to the roller, right toes on the floor. Extend the left leg, toes off the mat. Bend the left knee, flex the foot to lift and lower. Try not to compress the lower back, so slightly lift the navel more if you feel that you're compressing there. You're pushing into the heel. One more. Extend the leg, both knees to the block, to the roller, and toes on the mat. Now sit back into your heels with the knees on the roller, rounding the lower back. And come back onto your hands and your knees. Left toes on the mat. Extend the right leg. Bring the left toes off the floor. Now you're going to bring your right knee to the right elbow. Tap and extend. Moving very slowly. Keeping that left knee perfectly still. As you draw the right knee in, slightly round the belly or arch the lower back so that you can make room for that knee. Going for 2 more. And one last one. Extend, knees to the roller, right toes to the floor. Left leg extended, toes off the mat. Breathing in, exhale and extend. Exhale. So it's that tiny lift through the abdomen that makes space for the left knee. Just 2 more. One last one. Extend the leg, knees to the roller, toes to the mat. Sit back into your heels again, stretch the lower back. One more breath. And now walk your hands in, lift your hips so you're in a folded position. Take your hands onto the roller, have your head tucked in. Brace through the belly. Inhale, as you exhale, slide your hands away from you and then draw them in. And exhale and in. So you're lengthening the back and then slightly rounding. Exhaling. Great. Just one more. Now roll the roller in. Take your hands either side of the roller with your head tucked. Inhale, exhale, roll yourself up. Gradually coming all the way up and reach into your fingers as you stand. Have those feet a nice hip distance apart. Inhale, exhale, stretch over to the right and back to the center. Exhale, over to the left and center. And again, over to the right and center and over to the left and center. Now bring your knees together. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the knees and take the roller to the side. And then onto the other side. And breathe out. And breathe out. Great. Keep that center engaged. Lovely. One more each side. And come all the way up. And then tuck your chin to your chest, round your shoulders, and roll down towards the floor again. Pop the roller on the mat. This is the very last thing you're going to do. You're going to come back and sit onto your roller again. Just because I want you to see how different your back feels. So you know when you first lay down on the roller at the beginning of the class, it probably felt really alien and clunky. Hopefully now your back feels a lot more comfortable. And just holding here for a moment or two, bring your fingers to your rib cage. Come back into that lovely deep breathing. Inhale, let the ribs expand. And exhale. And again, breathe in. And exhale one more time as you breathe in. And exhale, lovely. Hands on the floor. Push into the hands so that you can lift your chest. Bring yourself up. And come forward onto the toes. Lift your hips into forward fold. And now roll yourself gradually up to stand and turn to face the front of the room. So feet in V shape, Pilates V shape, arms alongside your body. Close your eyes for a moment or two. And as you breathe in, find that feeling of lightness and posture. And exhale. And again, 2 more deep breaths. And exhale 1 more time. Breathe in. And exhale. Fantastic. Thank you so much. See you all next time. Brilliant.